Hey guys, Typical Wrestling here, and we are live Cyber Sunday 2013. 65,000 people at the Metrodome. Let's just get right into the card. We have, a music video and pyro package, to open up the show. We show the various feuds, that I could at least think of. I try to get all the poll ones on here, Kofi and Barrett. Cena's triple threat, or not triple threat, I'm sorry, fatal four-way. Bray Wyatt and Yujiro Takahashi for the U.S. title, and AJ Lee's Open Challenge, which obviously was voted by the fans. As you all know, these are all voted by these were all voted by the fans, and we'll take your account, into what the typical wrestling universe wanted to see. This is what you guys get, and let's just open the show. We have the first segment is Bray Wyatt and Yujiro Takahashi. Bray Wyatt in their match. The poll flashes on the screen, and the audience awaits with bated breath. The results show this match will in fact be a ladder match. Bray Wyatt and Yujiro make their entrances accordingly, and it's time for the match to start. Ladder match won in terms of poll by a pretty good margin. Tables match was up there too, and I think chairs match got 2 votes. Obviously, I hate chairs matches. I think they're stupid and they're kind of redundant. But I threw them on there, for the purpose of the gimmick, and, it would have been funny if they won. I don't know what I would have thought. But, yeah, we have the ladder match, and an interesting ladder match, too, when you think about it. Yujiro, coming off from New Japan, he's, kind of strike-heavy. I've seen him wrestle a couple times. I mean, I've seen him wrestle, but, if you've watched him even a couple times, you can just tell, he's not the stiffest striker, oh no. But, in terms of, WWE in 2013, he's pretty up there, besides, Daniel Bryan and stuff. He's the, kind of I say, one of the stiffer guys. And then Bray Wyatt, slam heavy, kind of also pretty stiff. So, 2 stiff guys in a ladder match sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. But you know what? The match, it's a fun match probably. Bray Wyatt, they trade momentum a couple times. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper try to run down to get in on the action. Yujiro manages to drop kick a ladder outside and then knock those 2 out of the match proceedings. And eventually, in an 88B plus match, Yujiro climbs the ladder and he gets the U.S. title and makes defense number 3 of his United States title. I was kind of hoping this would get into the A section, but Yujiro with a 77, Bray Wyatt with a 93. Bray Wyatt's just awesome. I say this is a good match. I liked it. We're putting the last chapter on the Bray Wyatt and Yujiro Takahashi feud, and we'll have to see what's next for the Tokyo Pimp and his United States title. And up next is CM Punk, Randy Orton, and The Miz. That big match is going to be up next. All 3 of these guys kind of need momentum. Miz has kind of been losing a lot. Randy Orton has not gotten the shot at the title that he has wanted, the reason he came over to Raw. CM Punk has lost the championship and then gone on to lose his rematches. Variously, he lost the Scramble match just last month. It's a pain, to see how these 3 men have gone. One of them needs the all-important win in this match, but of course you can only have one winner. And in a 99A star match, I always like to see that. CM Punk defeats Randy Orton in The Miz when he defeated Randy Orton by using the ropes for leverage. He had to cheat to beat 2 of them. So that take into effect, The Miz is going to bitch about this. For a fact that that's the angle I'm booking here. Spoiler alert. Randy Orton said he definitely didn't want to do this match again, but being screwed like that, obviously CM Punk's riding high having won this match, but for a 99A star match, we'll have to see how this goes down. And so we move on to the next segment. And the next segment is AJ Lee. AJ Lee comes skipping to the ring, Diva's title up in the air, and she soon hands the belt to the referee, who officially announces that the following contest is an open challenge for the Diva's title. So they sit there waiting a bit, and Nikki Bella's music hits. She says that while Brie continues to look for cheerleader Melissa wherever she has gone, although we know that Astrid Dulna has pretty much... We know she's kidnapped her. We can just tell. She will be winning the most coveted prize in women's wrestling while that's going on. But then Madison Lane's music hits, and she says that Nikki shouldn't even be out here. She shouldn't be employed by the WWE. It was Madison Lane who took the Divas title to completely new, unseen heights. Like, and then, you know, at WrestleMania, she's the one that had the 99 A-Star match. She's the one that had one of the Match of the Year contenders. And the two start fighting, but they only fight for a little bit because AJ Lee, who's just kind of sit there, just pissed off, just says, you know what? I'll face both of you for the title. And as soon as the match is made, it's triple threat. AJ Lee, Madison Rayne, and Nikki Bella. And this happened because there was a legitimate tie. I swear to God, there was a legitimate tie between... I put Madison and Nikki because they're like the more prevalent women on the roster. I should have had shown all the like women we have on the roster, or I could have just typed them in. That would have been spice, but I'm too lazy. I know some people voted for Karma. Karma's actually gone. I forget if I mentioned that she's gone from the WWE. I let the contract run up because I just had nothing really to do with her. You know, I like Awesome Kong, but just at this point, I just, like I said, had nothing to do with her. And I don't really feel like booking a monster for a division that really doesn't need one. But anyway, we have this match, and let's go to see how the match did. In a B78, kind of hoped it did better, but, what can you do? In a decent match, I guess you could call it a decent match, AJ Lee defeats Madison Rayne and Nikki Bella by submission with the Black Widow. After interference from cheerleader Melissa and Astra Dula, they ran in, attacked Nikki, allowing AJ Lee, who probably didn't see what was going on, to make the Black Widow submission. AJ Lee managed to make defense number 5 of the Divas title. Madison Rayne with a 91, AJ Lee 86. AJ Lee's done pretty good for herself. Nikki Bella dragging it down a little bit with a 67. But, in storyline wise, sometimes you sacrifice rings to tell a good story, and I kind of like the direction the story is heading. Next up, though, is going to be an interesting match ratings-wise. I can't wait to see what this does. Steel Cage, the grizzled young veteran Kevin Nash versus Sheamus. Now, these two have been in a blood feud. Sheamus, Mr. Money in the Bank, has literally not made a single motive to... granted, John Cena's the champion, and John Cena literally tried to run over Ted DiBiase Jr. and Rey Mysterio Jr. with a car at the end of SmackDown. So would you want to cash in on him? Yeah, it's kind of, we'll have to see. But then, we have this match, just two big hosses fighting it out. Kevin obviously going for the story of, can he make it through this match? Sheamus, obviously the younger guy, but, Kevin's not a slouch. And in a 92A, there's, oh my god. This did better than a fucking US title match. My god. Sheamus defeats Kevin Nash in a steel cage with the Celtic Cross in 1547. Sheamus with a 93, Kevin Nash with a 70. Kevin Nash obviously tiring towards the end of the match. I was gonna say, I checked improvements, because if it said Kevin improved, I was gonna die a little inside. But then after that, Sheamus, Kevin Nash is bloodied, he's, bruised, Sheamus doesn't look too good for wear. But, Kevin's crawling to, where the door should be, and Sheamus instinctively just runs at him, match is over, just bro kicks him right into the steel, and just there's a sickening, crunch sound as Kevin Nash just goes limp, and Sheamus just is like, well, I did it, I ended Kevin Nash's career, and he's laughing all like, Kevin, we have to get medical staff out to check up on Kevin Nash, it's a gruesome sight, don't let the kids watch it. But, is this the end of Kevin Nash? We'll come see on SmackDown. Ooh, this did. Oh my god. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I just saw Shelly and Sabin in the Star. We have the tag team Fatal 4-Way. A good match, a decent reaction from the crowd. It's in this game. This game is weird sometimes. We have the, Motor City Machines, The Shield, Second City Selfies, the world's greatest tag team, and the Dark Horses pull it out. The Second City Selfies defeat the Motor City Machines, The Shield, and the world's greatest tag team when Colt Cabana hits a Colt 45 after a beauty shot onto Charlie Haas. Second City Selfies win the WWE World Tag Team titles. We got new tag champions. The absolute upset, the state of the upset of this tag division. Oh my god, Shelly's improving in performance. He got 100. Roman's improving in Rumble skills. This match did way better than I thought it was going to do. But you know what? They deserve it. Second City Selfies, Colt Cabana, Tyler Breeze, they've reached the mountaintop, and they're your new tag team champions. We have another segment here. We cut to a room that has been, you could just tell some shit's gone in this room. And as the camera lowers, we see Triple H. He's bloodied. He's just battered. It looks like someone took maybe a pipe to him, if you know what I mean. Waka waka. McMahon comes rushing in. Stephanie's by her side. She's doing that scream that I know everyone loves her when she does. Vince is like, "Who did this to you?" He's like, "Who did this, damn it?" And Triple H, I can't do McMahon. Triple H is looking at blood's like coming out of his mouth, and he whispers, "Cena," and he passes out. Ugh. Because he's the game. As Stephanie, she's obviously caring for Triple H, her husband. Vince just gets up and he's staring daggers in the computer. There's a computer nearby, and we see the results of the guest poller on it, and Triple H had won the guest poll. So what does this mean for the man? Am I gonna swerve you? Who knows? You know, I was talking all that mad shit about the voting. We'll see where that goes. And we have a decent match between Ryback and Trent Barretta for the Intercontinental Championship. Ryback defeats Trent Barretta with a suplex power slam. Ryback makes defense number 4 of the Intercontinental Championship. Ryback doing pretty good for himself, despite my absolute hatred of him. I just hate Ryback. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, no, 81B, you know, that's pretty good for the mid-card title. And we see now on the Titantron, we have Wade Barrett and Kofi Kingston's matches up next. You know, the results go in. Kofi Kingston, Wade Barrett's match is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. 2 out of 3 falls won. I don't have the results on me. Obviously, I've seen them, but I don't have them right now, or else I would look up. 2 out of 3 falls won, but not like, you know, super long. You know, all the results got pretty good votes. I thought maybe the, you know, the kind of like the I Quit match or that would have won, but 2 out of 3 falls is still pretty good. You know, Wade Barrett, you know, considering everything that happened with Wade Barrett on last week's Raw, where Kofi Kingston pretty much just buried the shit out of him, you know, we'll have to see, you know, considering what he said, he pretty much was the gist of the promo for the fans who didn't see it. To people watching at home, I'm talking like an egotistical dick. Wade Barrett, you know, Kofi Kingston, Wade Barrett, you know, so far, you know, he was with the Nexus, he was with the Core, which sucked, and, you know, both of those sucked. Then he went solo, and he did pretty good for himself. You know, he's picked up some Intercontinental Gold. He's picked up some championships. But now he's gotten with, you know, he had, you know, of course it was, you know, the United Kingdom. They kicked Drew McIntyre out, who's probably doing better, all things considered. And then you had, you know, England's finest now. It seems that Wade Barrett does better by himself than with other people. He's pulling himself down. But ironically, with Stone Cold, he made this match that any other competitors of England's finest interfere, you know, they're fired, they're gone. So we do have, you know, the best of Wade Barrett versus the best of Kofi Kingston. You know, in 2 out of 3 falls, you know, obviously we're doing the gimmick where it's, you know, 1 fall apiece. Is Wade Barrett able to pick that up? Is Kofi Kingston able to retain? In a 99A star match, Kofi Kingston defeats Wade Barrett in the 2 out of 3 falls match by 2 falls to 1, losing the first fall, with the final happening by pinfall with an SOS. Kofi Kingston makes defense number 6 of his WWE Championship. Wade Barrett once again pulling off a great match, a 99A star, and I did check actually, and he did have the match of the year in the game with CM Punk at Survivor Series last year. But unfortunately, once again, he's just not able to get it. And Kofi Kingston's celebrating. He's celebrating with his championship. He's holding it high in the air. But then all of a sudden, some music hits. And it's some music that we haven't heard in a while. Brock Lesnar comes out with Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's obviously pretty, you know, hurt by his match. He had to put everything on the line. And Brock Lesnar's like, well, hello there. And he runs up, and he just beats the shit out of Kofi Kingston, because that's what, you know, Brock Lesnar is. Paul Heyman in tow, obviously, looking bald and as, you know, smirking as he always does. Brock just pretty much just destroys Kofi. Kofi obviously tries to fight back, but Brock gives him 1 F5. 2 F5s. No, he gives him 3 F5s in a massive statement. Brock wants Kofi's title, and we're going to have to see how that goes out. But, you know, now, next we have This segment in Bridge, it's time for the main event. The main event, obviously, is the Fatal 4-Way. Cena, Henry, Ray, and Ted DiBiase Jr. And with Triple H put down, it looks like we're not going to have a special guest referee. A regular referee is out there. I've swerved you all, and I still swerved you all, but no chance in hell plays. McMahon struts out. He's in the ref outfit, and he looks absolutely pissed. He's not even looking at Henry, Ray, and Ted. He's just looking straight at Cena. Cena looking, obviously, just kind of that blank expression on his face. The two men stare down as the bell is rung. In this match, there's a lot of key spots, at the beginning of which is just all three men. Well, McMahon doesn't really seem to care. Take out John Cena. Mark Henry, the heel, kind of using some underhanded tactics. Mark obviously pissed that John left him out to dry this week on SmackDown. Ray might hit the 619. Ted gets the Dream Street. Whichever one they fight over who's going to pin him. Ray goes to pin him, and McMahon clearly fast count. Absolute fast count. Cena still manages to get the shoulder out. The strength of Cena. We're going Super Cena, but now he's a heel, so now it's like, I don't know, Dark Side Cena? We'll call it that. Some laser eyes grow out his face. After that, pretty much Cena is kind of taking on the match for a second. Mark Henry working over the two smaller men, Ray and Ted, but they do manage to get him out, just like their handicap match. But then Ray and Ted, just like they said they would, they're fighting each other now. It's a pretty even match. As soon as anytime Cena re-enters the ring, McMahon kind of is telling, get him, damn it, and, the three men kind of work to keep him out of the range. But eventually, near the end of the match, John Cena, he F5s Mark Henry onto some steel steps. That takes Mark Henry out. Ted tries to run at him. Cena manages to take him out via some way, over the top rope landing, head. Probably, actually, I'd say he puts Ted through the announcer table. And John picks up Ray, not FU, maybe gives him the FU. We should just call it the FU, but he gives him the attitude adjustment. And, McMahon, he counts 1, he counts 2, and he stops. And he just looks at Cena, and he's smiling. Cena, again, expresses okay. He picks up Ray, attitude adjustment again. And McMahon, 1, 2, nothing. John then decides, okay, puts the hand up right in the middle of McMahon's face, does "you can't see me," hits it on Ray, picks him up, attitude adjustment again. McMahon doesn't even count this time. And obviously John is just... now he's starting to get a little angry. And McMahon obviously is a little worried about it. He, puts his hands, looks like he's about to hit. But then Ray manages to dropkick. He recovers a little bit, manages to hit the tiniest dropkick you've ever seen. John gets in the ropes for the 619. Ray rushes out. Nope. John clotheslines him. And then as McMahon watches, John looks him right in the eye, gives him another attitude adjustment. And McMahon finally goes 1, 2, and McMahon, he looks conflicted on what he's going to do. And he counts 3. In a superb match, John Cena defeats Ted, Ray, and Mark Henry in that Fatal 4-Way with, it says, obviously it's Ray with the attitude adjustment. I did McMahon running in as the guest official because I didn't know if it would drag it down too much via the referee spot, so I just did that. Maybe next time I do a special guest referee, I'll probably just stick to the gun and do the referee spot. But that's how I wanted to do that. But John Cena is still your World Heavyweight Champion. And as we get off the show, McMahon and Cena, they have a tense stare down. John obviously pissed off that McMahon tried to screw him. McMahon, Cena screwed over... Think about it, John Cena screwed over WWE, and now McMahon's tried to screw over Cena, but it hasn't worked. The nightmare reign of John Cena at the top of the card continues to go on. How will we get rid of John Cena as champion is the main story. And that's how we end Cyber Sunday 2013. Let's see the final rating. Get a 94A. I feel like that should have been better. The main event kind of lacked out, so I feel like that. I should have checked to see what had happened with it. I assume it's the McMahon thing. But overall, really good show. Really had fun booking it. Considering I'll probably talk to Sabin. I'll do Sabin and Shelley. And then, who else do I want to talk to? I'm going to talk to Kevin Nash and tell him he did a great performance. He did a 92A. Technically, that outdid the main event. No. So, overall, we had a good segment. I'm not going to hit skip because I'm going to screen cap this. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you all guys for the next event, the next Raw. And thank you guys for watching. I'm rambling out like an idiot. And I will see you guys next time.